Novella in Channel 13.
The origins of high school football in Southern California were simple. Young men gathered on the gridiron in rudimentary equipment to do battle for the honor of school, team, and self. And so it continued for years. But in 1934, high school football in Southern California was split into two sections, the city section and the CIF Southern section. Each one had its own champion, and the two champions would never meet until now. Tonight, live from Anaheim Stadium, the city section champions Sylmar Spartans take on the southern section champions, the Lancers of La Puente Bishop Amat. KCOP Sports presents the first annual CIF Reebok Bowl. This is the game that Southern California's awaited for almost 60 years.
Bidding you welcome to a bit of history tonight. You are about to witness, and we are proud to present the first live televised high school football game in the history of Southern California. The first annual CIF Reebok Bowl, the first time the CIF Southern Section champion has played against the CIF City Section champion. We are talking about Bishop Amat, the perennial power, the champions of the Del Rey League, representing the Southern Section, going against Sylmar, the champions of the Valley East League, representing the City Section. Let's take a look at what vaulted them into this game last week in their respective section finals. Sylmar shut out Carson 17-0, and it was Bishop Amat over Loyola 7-3. Carson, by the way, is the only common opponent of these two teams. Amat defeated Carson in their season opener by the score of 14-10. Now, let your imagination run wild, if you will, for a moment, and imagine some of the fantastic matchups that would have been if this game had been played before now. We go back to 1933. This game would have seen Fremont High going against Inglewood. Then later on in history, we would have seen Granada Hills against the team that's on one side of the ball tonight, Bishop Amat. In 1975, San Fernando would have faced off against Loyola. And just last year, it would have been Mater Dei against Dorsey. For 58 years, people have asked the question, who would win a game between the Southern Section champions and the City Section champions? Well, you won't have to ponder that question any further, because we are going to provide the answer tonight. And working up in the booth, doing the play-by-play and expert commentary, are respectively Randy Rosenblum and Ron Glazer. Let's visit them right now, gentlemen.
All right, thank you very much, Tony Hernandez, and welcome. And what a spectacular show we have, Ron. The two #1 seeds in both the CIF and the City, Sylmar and Bishop Amat, both going undefeated. Really two terrific teams, and there's one common denominator offensively, Ron. Both these teams run the football very, very well. And certainly for Sylmar, they have two outstanding running backs, Tyrone Crenshaw and Iban Bilal.
Well, I tell you, Randy, the mark of a good running back, of course, is to gain 1,000 yards. Between these two guys, they gained 3,000 yards and scored 40 touchdowns. Now, that is really something that's going to present a tremendous problem to Mark Paredes and his Lancers this evening, is how to defend these two guys. I had an opportunity to talk to the coach, and I asked him what he had in store.
We've been at it for 14 weeks, and our plan is to continue as we always have. Though we do have a couple of surprises, I think that a little bit of what we used against Eisenhower is going to be utilized today, and we might bunch it up a little bit and hit the gaps pretty hard. Those two running backs are certainly the best two running backs in the same backfield at the same time that we'll be facing all year. So we're going to have to really do a job in containing them and preventing the big play.
Well, the Bishop Amat Lancers have a pretty good running back in their own right. He's rushed for better than 1,000 yards. His name's Rodney Sermons, #5.
I like the way you say he's pretty good. Actually, 1,400 yards. He's only scored 20 touchdowns on the ground, but he can also do it through the air. He's caught 4 touchdown passes this year. So he has really got the diversification. He is going to present a tremendous problem this evening to the Spartans. Probably the best running back they've faced all year. I asked Coach Jeff Engelman, can you stop this guy? Here's what he had to say.
We have several different defensive schemes that will change personnel up so they don't start to read one person or another person. And I think we have the personnel to stay with Rodney. He's an awfully good running back. And our big thing will be try to cut down on our mental mistakes. And if we can do that, I think we're going to have a good game against him.
We're counting down to the first ever CIF Reebok Bowl. Sylmar is 13-0, and this team from Bishop Amat, the Lancers, are 14-0. We'll have more in our pregame right after this from Anaheim Stadium.
The CIF Reebok Bowl is brought to you by Tropicana Pure Premium. For real fresh squeezed taste, you can't pick a better juice. By the Los Angeles Clippers, proud supporter of the CIF. By Bank of America, we're proud to be one of the sponsors of this game. Banking on America, Bank of America. By Circuit City, where service is state-of-the-art. And by Pepsi-Cola. Gotta have it.
I'm seeing a little doubt. Gentlemen, I've taught you never to doubt yourself. Every one of you are great football players. You deserve this game. You know it. It was your destiny, wasn't it? To be here.
The thoughts of Jeff Engelman, the head coach of the Sylmar Spartans. Ron, what are your keys to victory here?
Well, I think there's a couple, Randy. First of all, for Sylmar, I think it's really a matter of ball control. They're going to have to control this football for 28 to 30 of the 48 minutes. They're going to have to put the ball up in the air. They've not been able to do that all year, and they're going to have to get some big plays tonight from their two running backs. As far as Amat is concerned, they've had a balanced attack all year. They're going to have to continue with that balanced attack, and they're going to have to keep their offense on the field.
Our two sideline reporters are Artie Ojeda, he's on the Sylmar sideline, and Steve Yankee on the Bishop Amat side. Let's go to Artie. Let's see what he has about Sylmar.
Thank you, Randy. I will be on the Sylmar sideline to take a closer look at what could be the most animated sideline in high school football, from an elaborate set of hand signals used both by the offense and defense to a very animated coach who at times resembles an active volcano. Jeff Engelman, he goes at it. I will be here on the Sylmar side. On the other side with Bishop Amat, my Channel 13 colleague, Steve Yankee.
Volcanic eruptions over here, but I do know this sideline is filled with football tradition. Names like Hayden, McKay, Shara, Bienemy, Jackson, and Royster. Despite all that, last week's CIF Division I championship, their first title since 1971. Let's throw it back up to the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. And the Sylmar Spartans are set to kick off. The Spartans are set to kick off, and Bishop Amat will receive. Robert Camacho, 5'10", 170-pound junior. He'll do a little bit of everything for the Spartans. Kicking off. And toe hits leather, and the football game, the CIF Reebok Bowl, is underway. This is McCutcheon. Out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Good field position for Amat. And the man to look at first will be their very fine quarterback at Bishop Amat, and a young man who can throw the football. Mike Smith, a 6'4", 200-pound senior. In white, Bishop Amat, the Lancers, the CIF Southern Section champion. Gallardo's been their leader amongst the men on the front line. Robert Lunt is a 2-year starter. Gallardo's been up there for 3 seasons. From the I formation, Rodney Sermons with a flag down. Sermons, the outstanding ball carrier, better than 1,000 yards this year. A legal procedure on the Lancers.
Well, I'm not surprised, Randy. Of course, the butterflies are there, and you're going to probably see some mental mistakes here in the first couple of plays of the ball game. I think, quite frankly, the Spartans are happy to be on defense. You know, you've got those nerves. You want to get the nervousness out of you. It's much easier to do it on defense than on offense. So I think they're happy. I think that they're in the position they want to be in. These butterflies will go pretty quickly.
Mike Smith gives this team a balanced attack. He can throw the football. And Dalen McCutcheon, the flanker back, Lawrence McCutcheon's son, he can do everything, even though he's a 10th grader. 1st and 15, McCutcheon, and gang tackling by the Spartans. Robert Camacho got over there quickly.
And that ball was actually thrown backwards. It was really a lateral that was thrown out to McCutcheon that time. But Camacho is just an outstanding defensive back, and he was right there to make the play.
Second down and 17. The down 3. McGee's only a 10th grader. Transferred in from Texas. They think he's going to be a great player. George Brazil and Tyrone Pierce, they call them the twins, each about 6'3" and 230 pounds, and they can fly to the ball. And Robert Camacho, he's not big. Everyone tries to pick on him, but he always seems to get the job done.
Well, he does, and I think you're going to see Amat go after Camacho tonight. He's only 5'4", so he's vulnerable to the pass. Other teams have tried to test him, however, this season, Randy, and he's always come up with the big play.
This Sylmar defense has 5 shutouts in 13 games. Handoff, not a lot of running room. And early in the game, getting off the ball very quickly, the defense of Sylmar to stop Rodney Shermans. It'll be 3rd down and long for Amat.
And again, the strength of this Lancers defense, of course, are their linebackers. They're going to make most of the tackles. They play a straight 5-2 defense. The linebackers are going to make the stops.
Mike Smith, 3rd and long. On the season, Smith threw 196 times. No penalty marker. McCutcheon was bumped down. It'll be 4th down.
And again, we saw them go right after Camacho. McCutcheon on the deep pass right there, but Camacho was right with him, and it's 3 plays and out. And of course, that's what the Spartans wanted.
Amat in blue and gold, ranked number 6 in the United States at the USA Today poll. There's always pomp and circumstance when you have the high school game. Cheerleaders really get into it. It is 4th down and a punting situation. Jeff Banks and Guzman, and this is Guzman punting. They alternate. Guzman's punt out near the 50-yard line. An excellent field position on a 29-yard punt for the Sylmar Spartans, a team not noted for good high school football. Until Jeff Engelman took over, they were really not considered a strong program. But in the last 6 years, and in particular the last 3 years, they've really done well. No score. We played nearly a minute and a half. The first ever CIF Reebok Bowl. Welcome back to KCOP's coverage of the first ever CIF Reebok Bowl. Sylmar and Bishop Amat. Sylmar has held, and they have excellent field position, Ron, in Amat territory.
Well, they do, and this is, again, exactly where they wanted to be. But let me tell you something, Randy, this Bishop Amat Lancers also have an outstanding defense, of course, led by their brilliant nose guard, number 58, Wilhan Zeeley.
The Spartans will run from the I formation. Throwing on 1st down. That's a bit of a surprise. Dado with a near interception. And had Derek Dado intercepted the ball, he had 50 yards of green in front of him, and that would have been a touchdown.
Broken up by number 4, Derek Dado of the Lancers.
And that's just a very poor pass thrown that time. And you're right, Randy. Dado should have caught that ball, and he was going for a touchdown. He's very fortunate that ball wasn't picked off.
Jeff Engelman told us that he would challenge these DBs early in the game, and he elected to do so with quarterback Deion Price.
Yeah, but I think he's going to have to challenge him deep.
2nd down and 10 for the Spartans. On the delay, Eben Bilal, no gain. It'll be 3rd down and long. Wilhans Ely, 5'10", 275-pound senior, number 58, is very tough. That offensive line, Art Lara, talk about tough, 6'4", 300 pounds, a senior, maybe the best offensive lineman in the LA City this year. Martin Duran, and he's an outstanding blocker. And Dwight Patton's a flyer. He can go down the field and catch the ball. Third and long, the deep pitch to Crenshaw. Running wide, but he's tripped up. Nicely by Matt Verdi, the free safety. Number 18, Matt Verdi, a senior. This Amat team is very disciplined, Ron.
Well, they are. They don't make mistakes. They haven't made mistakes all year long, Randy. And again, as evidenced by the fact that they've given up under 7 points per game, and that's in 14 games. So they've really got an outstanding defense out there.
Deion Price, excellent punter as well as quarterback. See a 42.6 average. Excelled last week in the 17-0 win over Carson. Ariadana number 1 and 21 McCutcheon back to return. So each team has had it once and have not been able to get a first down. A kind roll for the Spartans to the 15-yard line of Amat. 32 yards and no return. No score. 8 minutes, 38 seconds left in the opening quarter. Bishop Amat, the CIF champions, against the Sylmar Spartans, the city champions. Reebok is proud to be the primary title sponsor of tonight's football game. Good luck to both schools and congratulations on your success. Reebok, because life is not a spectator sport. On first down, too tall for Trevor Woods. Well, Ron, you expected a defensive struggle, didn't you?
Yeah, I really did, Randy, and so far we're seeing that. Steve has got someone on the sideline. Steve, what's going on down there?
Well, I don't have somebody down here. I've got the helmet the Bishop Amat Lancers wear, and you can see this cross and the word Stan on it. That is a tribute to Stan Zioni, their longtime equipment manager, who died last August just before football practice opened after a long battle with prostate cancer. Now, just before he died, he told his family and friends that he was leaving the team in good hands and that this team was going to go undefeated. By gosh, they're undefeated right now. One other note, when the defense makes a sack, you'll notice all the Lancers point their fingers to the sky. That's another tribute to Stan Zioni. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Stevie. You're looking now at Rodney Sermons. He's the outstanding ball carrier, only a junior. Fleet-footed, capable of breaking the big play at any time. But to this point, the defenses have been very tough. It's third down and 5 to go from the 20-yard line. Pressure and a sack. Tyrone Pierce, the Valley East Defensive Player of the Year. And boy, did he bust through in a hurry.
Well, absolutely no one blocked Tyrone that time. And, of course, he came from the outside. Had a clear shot at Smith. Smith didn't have a chance in the world of completing that pass. It was very wise not to throw the football. You'll see Smith go back right here. Takes a nice 5-step drop. And before he has a chance to locate a receiver, you see big number 44 on top of him.
Once again, George Guzman forced to punt. And Sylmar figures to get great field position. Excellent punt by Guzman. Rodriguez cannot field it. To the 38-yard line, 51-yard punt by George Guzman. And what a beauty.
And isn't it amazing how special teams can play an important part in the football game, as you saw right there.
Artie Ojeda on the sideline of Sylmar. What do you have for us, Artie?
Well, Randy, already head coach Jeff Engelman going to work on the mindset of his Sylmar players. Just before the game, he told his players they seemed a little bit flat, that they were in awe of the setting at Anaheim Stadium. He told his troops, if you can't get up for this game, you're not pumping red blood. They must have been listening. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Artie. Of course, one thing about Jeff Engelman football teams, they're always prepared to play. Those teams are 33-3 at Sylmar over the last 3 seasons, winning a perfect 13-0 this year. Crenshaw slicing out across the 40 to the 44-yard line, where he's dropped by Matt Verdi, the free safety.
You know, Randy, interesting Artie's comment right there. Last year, of course, Sylmar concentrated so hard, you see, on beating San Fernando. They beat him, and then a couple of weeks later, they got beat, of course, by Dorsey. This year, last week, they beat Carson. The question has been, was that their championship game? Were they going to be flat for tonight's game? I think we still got to find that out.
We'll step aside for the time being with an injury to one of the Amat players. 6:17 left first quarter. Sylmar and Bishop Amat are scoreless. Channel 13. Not good news early for Bishop Amat. Will Hans Ely, their fine nose guard, hurts his ankle on this rush by Tyrone Crenshaw.
Well, look right in the middle of the screen right there. And, of course, Ely just gets bent over backwards right there and does hurt his ankle. And as you said, Randy, the one guy that they could ill afford to lose is Ely. That will be a tremendous loss to them. That will really open up the inside running game of the Spartans, because right now with that big guy in the middle there, the Spartans would have to run to the outside to make yardage. But with Ely out, that opens up the entire field.
He's the heart and soul of the defense, the 52 defense of Amat. You need a great nose guard when you play that kind of front, that front five. Patton in motion. Tailback oriented, and again it's Crenshaw. Punching forward for a couple yards. Matt Verdi again. Number 18 has been very active, and another player is down for Amat. Bishop Amat's 52 defense taking a little bit of a beating early in this contest. And there you look at Wilhans Ely, and again, he is really a tremendous asset to the defense. He's the heart and soul, the leader amongst the front players, and in that secondary, it appears that it's Matt Verdi.
And it appears to be his left leg that they're looking at right there. Can't tell if it's a knee or if it's an ankle. In the meantime, first down.
All the while, they pick up the first down. We'll step aside one more time. 5:54 left first quarter. Sylmar is beginning to drive. They're scoreless with the Lancers. Welcome back to the CIF Reebok Bowl live from Anaheim Stadium. Jim Werner and Matt Verdi both went down. Verdi was okay. Werner was helped off the field. But Ron, I know you had the feeling that Werner may come back.
Well, it looked like he was going off the field pretty much under his own power. It looked as if he wasn't too serious of an injury, so I do expect to see him back.
Matt Verdi stays in. It's first down for the Spartans at the 48-yard line. And Crenshaw accelerating quickly into the territory of the Bishop Amat Lancers. Steve Yonke, let's go to you on the Bishop Amat sideline.
Okay, we're down here, and of course the two players you're referring to are being worked on over here. Good news is it looks like, at least for Wilhans Ely, he was just up a minute ago. He was walking around, said he felt a little twist in the knee, but he thinks he'll be in real soon. Back to you guys.
Well, they're going to need Wilhans Ely against this tough running game of the Sylmar Spartans.
Well, they really will, as you indicated before. In the 5-2 defense, of course, the nose guard is really critical, because not only does he have that nose guard to have to occupy the center position, he's got to occupy the two offensive guards. He's almost a nose guard and a middle linebacker.
Duran blocking for Crenshaw again, but he can't turn it upfield. Amat quick to react to the football. Zertucci, number 33, up there, and he read the play with help from Chris Gallardo.
Well, this is a very disciplined defense on the football field, Bishop Amat. They're well coached. They don't make mistakes. They react very well to the ball, but they stay in position. They don't run themselves out of position. They're always where they're supposed to be.
Now they're working against an offense that rushes for 276 yards a ball game. They average nearly 33 points on offense to the Spartans of Sylmar.
Well, of course, you got Crenshaw averaging 8 yards, and you've got Balak averaging over 12 yards a carry. I mean, quarterbacks are happy averaging 10 yards a pass on a pass, and here you got 12 yards on a run.
Officials timeout for the moment. John Pemberton steps in. There's a timeout called by Amat.
Timeout taken by Bishop
Knowing that this will be a critical 3rd down and 5 with the ball at the 47-yard line. It remains scoreless in Anaheim, the first ever CIF Reebok Bowl, and the Spartans will be looking at a very big 3rd down in this first quarter. It'll be a 3rd and 5 for the Sylmar Spartans at the 47-yard line. How do these teams advance to the championship? Well, the Lancers easily over Mission Viejo, Long Beach Wilson, Eisenhower. Eisenhower, an outstanding team, really around the big win over Loyola, and it was a tough game.
Well, that's been the only tough game that they've had, and now we see the Spartans advance to the championship. They haven't had a tough game. 49-7, 28-2, 27-7, and then of course 17-0 over Carson. The game, Randy, was not that close.
Both teams limiting their playoff opponents to only 16 points, 4 per game. Price with play action, pressured. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 5.
Number 1, Deion Price keeps the ball.
Well, we'll see Price go back here. He fakes the running play right there, sets up the pass. All of his backs are covered. Of course, he's flushed out of the pocket and brought down for a nice loss.
Nice effort by Robert Lund, number 67, along the defensive front. And Deion Price once again called upon to punt. Well, Sylmar's won the battle of field position to this point, but they have not been able to take advantage of it. Arredondo fumbles, Has to retrieve it. It is 2. And down he goes. Camacho was there to get him. And he had a lot of help. An effective 45-yard punt. And the Lancers are backed up in this first quarter.
Well, this is a punt, frankly, Randy, that should never have been fielded. There's no reason to catch this football. It was going into the end zone. As you can see, of course, it is caught by Ariando, and he's brought down, fortunately, not for a safety, but you can't start much worse field position than they're starting in now.
James Cervantes and Robert Camacho, excellent work on the specialty unit. Guanco, number 2, the fullback. Sermons, about 5 yards in his end zone, takes the handoff. Runs into Mike Anderson, but he's out to the 5-yard line. Sermons may not be big in stature, but he's got the powerful lower body, very strong, and he can hit the crease in a hurry and burn you.
Well, what you don't want to do right here, of course, is make a mistake. You've got to be very conservative. But the Lancers, Randy, are a team that have not made mistakes all year long, and they've been in this position before. They know how to handle the football.
Trying to become the first team ever to win 15 games in high school football. With 4.540 speed, Sermons can only get to the 6-yard line. Clogged up again by Tyrone Pierce, number 44, the active linebacker. And he was not alone. John Gonzalez helped out. Sylmar has brought its painful. Down to 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Sylmar and Bishop Amat are scoreless. 3rd and 5 for the Lancers. Trevor Woods deployed to the right side. A fast wide receiver. The deep pitch to Sermon. Can he turn the corner? To the 11-yard line, where he's bumped out by Dwight Patton.
A nice job by Sermons that time. It looks like he just made first down yardage.
It is a first down, as Sermons able to turn the corner. The Delray League Offensive Player of the Year, Rodney Sermons. Ron, that has to be a confidence builder for Amat to get that first down.
Well, not only a confidence builder, but very important to get out from the shadow of their own goalpost. And they did it the conservative way, just good blocking on the line right there. That should be a flag, Randy, because in high school football, you're not allowed to jump off sides and then come back.
It was Derek Lanier, number 35, that was anticipating. He's a 3-year player, plays all over the field, a senior. There he was just a little bit over anxious.
They'll probably try to anticipate the count that time, and as you say, a little bit over anxious. Again, it's a high school game. You can't jump off sides and get back. Once you've passed that encroachment line, the flag's going to come out and you're going to get whistled for the 5 yards.
Bishop Amat, the number 1 team all season long in the Times top 20 poll. Sylmar has moved up to number 3, but with a victory tonight, Sylmar would be number 1. Again, they get to the quarterback. Martine Duran, number 84, the 2nd sack of Mike Smith. Smith never had a chance. As soon as he looked up, Duran was there.
Oh, exactly right. This was going to be a short drop back pass. He takes a 2-step drop. Duran up in the air. Smith knows he can't throw it, and very wisely brings the ball down and takes the sack. 1 2-step drop. You see number 84 Duran with his hands up in the air, brings the quarterback down.
2nd down and 10. Keep in mind it was 1st and 5 after the infraction. Mike Smith, 2-year starter, all Delray League, and a very strong arm, but he's not the scrambler of his counterpart, Deion Price of Sylmar. Sermons dropped in his backfield. Penetration from Derek Lanier.
And big number 70, Art Lara. This young man goes 6'4", 305 pounds. He is a load.
You can see why Sylmar has been so dominant. You know, their shutout of Carson was the first time the Colts have been shut out in 157 games. You have to go all the way back to 1980 when the great Wilmington Banning team shut them down.
Well, this is a team that really has lived on defense all year long. They've won most of their games with a strong defense, even though they've scored lots of points.
That one's thrown incomplete, intended for Aaron Villagran, the tight end. Coverage from the left side safety, Gabriel Rodriguez. It'll be 4th down. Only 16 seconds remaining in the first quarter. You get the feeling that the Sylmar Spartan defense is tilting the field. 4th down and 12.
Well, Guzman last time, of course, got him out of a hole with that great 51-yard putt. I'm sure he'd love to see another one the same way.
You can't give away field position like Amat has done throughout and expect to get away with it. But Guzman roots out another beauty.